The night was quiet, too quiet for a Friday. Ethan sat on the couch, his laptop open but untouched. The faint hum of the refrigerator filled the air, and the rain tapping against the windows gave the house a lonely kind of rhythm. Sarah had gone upstairs an hour ago, saying she needed to finish something for work. Ethan didn't think much of it. She was always busy, always handling something that couldn't wait, but tonight, something felt different. He couldn't explain it. Maybe it was the way she avoided eye contact at dinner. Maybe it was how her smile looked, practiced. Ethan rubbed his temples. "You're overthinking again." That's what Sarah always told him, that he was too sensitive, too observant, too emotional for his own good. He sighed and picked up his glass of whiskey. That's when it happened. Buzz. Her phone lit up on the coffee table. Sarah must have left it there when she went upstairs. Ethan's eyes flicked toward it, Mom Dowin, almost surrounded instinctively. Ethan froze. Every sound around him seemed to vanish, the hum of the fridge, the rain, even his heartbeat felt muted. Daniel, that name stabbed him like ice. Daniel wasn't just anyone, he was Sarah's boss. Ethan set his glass down slowly, his fingers trembling slightly. He stared at the screen, waiting for it to go dark, but then another message popped up. Ethan's throat tightened. His mind spun between denial and shock. This couldn't be real. Sarah loved him. She chose him. They'd been married for 3 years, and sure, things weren't perfect. But betrayal? No, not Sarah. But there it was, glowing proof, cruel and cold. He reached for the phone, and stopped halfway. He couldn't do it. He couldn't open it. Not yet. He wasn't ready to destroy the last shred of peace he had. The stairs creaked. Sarah was coming down. Ethan quickly leaned back, pretending to scroll through his laptop. She walked into the room, wearing a loose white sweater and her usual calm expression, but Ethan noticed how her eyes darted toward the table immediately. Her phone.
"Oh, I forgot that here." The words slipped out before he could stop them. Sarah froze for a split second, just enough to confirm what Ethan already feared, but she recovered fast. "My boss. Why?"
He shrugged, pretending not to care. His message popped up, looked personal.
Sarah laughed, but it was hollow. "Oh God, Ethan, you're jealous again? It was just about a presentation, relax."
Her tone was dismissive, confident, but Ethan could hear the edge of panic underneath.
"Then show me."
Her lips parted slightly. No words came out. Then slowly she smiled again, but this time it didn't reach her eyes. "Ethan, you really don't trust me anymore, do you?"
"I want to, but you're making it hard."
For a moment, the two stood there, staring at each other, husband and wife, inches apart, but miles away.
"I think we both need some space tonight." And just like that, she turned around and went upstairs.
Ethan stood there for what felt like forever. The rain outside had turned into a storm, rattling the windows. He looked at her empty wine glass, then at the faint glow of her phone as she carried it away. Something inside him broke, quietly, invisibly. He sat back down, staring at the staircase where she disappeared, and as he did, one single thought echoed in his head. That night, Ethan didn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, listening to the rain, to her soft breathing beside him, to the phone that buzzed again at 2:47 a.m. This time, she didn't move. She just turned it face down and pretended not to notice. Ethan's hand curled into a fist beneath the blanket. Tomorrow, he told himself. Tomorrow, he'd know the truth. The next morning the house looked perfectly normal. Sunlight poured through the windows, coffee brewed in the kitchen, and Sarah hummed softly while fixing her hair. But Ethan couldn't forget what happened last night. The memory of Daniel's messages burned in his mind like a scar that wouldn't fade. He watched her move across the room, graceful and calm, as if nothing had happened. Her lips smiled, but her eyes, they never looked at him for long.
"Morning, morning."
She placed the cup in front of him and kissed his cheek lightly, just like every other morning. The gesture felt mechanical, rehearsed.
"Big day at work?" "Yeah, lots of meetings. Daniel's got some new clients flying in from New York."
There it was again, his name. Ethan's pulse quickened, but he stayed quiet.
"And don't wait up for me tonight. Might be late, of course."
She walked out the door, and the moment it shut behind her, Ethan's entire facade dropped. He sat there, staring at the coffee she'd poured. The aroma filled the room, rich, warm, and yet suddenly fake, just like everything else between them. He couldn't live with questions anymore. He needed answers. The search begins. Ethan went upstairs and opened Sarah's vanity drawer, the one she always kept locked but never noticed that he knew the key was taped under the table. Inside, perfumes, jewelry, and a small backup phone charger. But no phone. Then he remembered, Sarah always used her work laptop at home too. Maybe. Ethan tried her usual ones, their anniversary, her birthday, even his name. Nothing worked. He hesitated, heart pounding, then typed it in. The laptop unlocked. Her desktop was neatly organized, folders for work, clients, and personal. He opened her email. At first, everything looked normal. Memos, reports, travel plans. But then, buried in her archived folder, he found one marked with a single letter. D. Inside, dozens of messages. Ethan's stomach twisted. There it was. The truth. Raw and undeniable. He kept reading, heart pounding faster with every scroll. Ethan's hands trembled. His entire body felt cold. So it was real. She was cheating. Emotionally. Physically. Everything. But then one last email caught his eye. It was dated 2 days ago. Tell him. Handle it her way. Ethan's mind spun. Were they planning to tell him, or something worse? He copied the emails to a USB drive and shut the laptop quickly, every nerve in his body screaming in disbelief. That night, Sarah came home late again. Her lipstick was faintly smudged, her perfume stronger than usual.
Sarah, you're still up? Ethan, yeah, just working. Narrator. Ethan replied, his voice steady, too steady.
He watched her walk past him, hang her coat, plug her phone in, and forget it on the table again. When she went upstairs to shower, Ethan moved quietly. The screen lit up, Face ID locked, but then he noticed something. In her settings, the notifications preview was on. Ethan froze. His breath hitched in his throat. They weren't hiding it anymore. They were planning something. And this time, he wasn't going to sit and wonder. He was going to be there. The following day felt like walking through smoke. Every word, every sound muffled by the storm inside Ethan's mind. Sarah moved around the house as if nothing had changed. Her laughter on the phone, her soft hum while getting ready. It all sounded like mockery now. She wore her favorite silk dress that evening, the one Ethan bought for their anniversary last year. He watched her in silence from the kitchen doorway, his jaw tight.
Just dinner with a client. Daniel's handling a new account. He wants me there.
Good luck. And when she walked out, her perfume lingered in the air long after the door shut, a ghost of something that used to feel like home. He waited 10 minutes before grabbing his jacket and keys. If she was meeting Daniel, he needed to see it with his own eyes. No more assumptions, no more doubt. The night was cold, the streets washed in the golden glow of city lights. Ethan's car followed Sarah's at a safe distance, until she pulled into the Aurelia Hotel, one of the most expensive in the city. He parked a block away, heart hammering, palms slick with sweat. Inside the hotel restaurant, soft jazz played under dim chandeliers. Couples laughed, wine glasses clinked, and in the far corner, there she was, Sarah, and across from her, Daniel. Ethan's throat tightened. He stayed hidden behind a pillar, watching the woman he loved smile for another man. He felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. He couldn't hear their words, but their eyes said everything. The way Daniel looked at her, possessive, admiring. The way Sarah's lips curved, nervous, hesitant. And then, Daniel reached into his jacket and slid a small black box across the table. No, this isn't happening.
I told you not to call me again. You promised this would be over. If he finds out the truth, we're both finished.
Ethan's heart stopped. The truth. The woman he thought he knew was slipping further and further into a web he didn't understand. And in that moment, Ethan realized something chilling. It wasn't just about betrayal anymore. It was about survival. Ethan didn't sleep that night. The city outside his apartment window was alive. Sirens in the distance. Thunder rolling over the skyline. But inside, everything was silent except for the sound of his own heartbeat. He couldn't erase her words. If he finds out the truth, we're both finished. The truth, not if he finds out about us, not if he catches me cheating. Something deeper, something worse. By morning, he looked like a ghost. His coffee went cold on the table, untouched, as he replayed the scene in the park 100 times. Finally, he grabbed his coat and left. He needed answers. No more hiding behind hope.
Where were you last night, Sarah?
What are you talking about?
Don't lie. I saw you at the hotel with Daniel.
You followed me? I had to. You weren't giving me a choice. Ethan, it's not what you think. Oh, really? Because it looked like a proposal dinner to me.
I saw the ring, Sarah. I saw you say yes.
You don't understand, Ethan. I didn't say yes. I had to take it.
Had to. What, did he threaten you with love?
You think I wanted this? You think I wanted any of it?
Then explain. Explain why you've been lying to me for months.
Daniel isn't who you think he is.
He's your boss, Sarah, my ex-mentor. What else is there to know?
He's dangerous.
Dangerous? Daniel? I got involved in something stupid. Something I can't walk away from now. What are you talking about?
When I joined the company, Daniel started giving me attention. Not just as a boss. He wanted me, and I thought I could use that to help your career.
Help me? You were struggling after losing that project. Daniel had connections, and I thought if I could get close to him, he might give you a second chance. You betrayed me to save me?
I didn't mean for it to go this far. He found out I was only pretending. That's why he's been threatening me. That's why I took the ring, to keep him quiet.
So he's blackmailing you?
He has pictures, messages. He said if I don't leave you, he'll destroy both of us.
Ethan's anger began to melt into something else. Guilt, confusion, and the faint flicker of compassion. But then her phone, the same phone she threw away last night, buzzed on the counter. Ethan picked it up before she could stop him. The message read, "You're running out of time. Tonight. Penthouse, or everyone knows."
His blood ran cold. Sarah, what does he mean by everyone knows?
She swallowed hard. He has something else. Something you don't know about. Something from before we even met.
Ethan looked at her like he was seeing a stranger. What did you do?
Tears streamed down her cheeks. I can't tell you. If I do, you'll hate me forever.
He took a deep breath. Try me.
Sarah backed away, shaking her head. You can't protect me from this, Ethan.
Ethan's voice softened. You're my wife. Whatever this is, we face it together. Sarah whispered, then you'll die for me too.
And before he could say another word, she grabbed her coat and ran out into the night. Ethan stood frozen, heart pounding in his chest. His wife, the woman he thought he knew, was keeping a secret so dark it could destroy them both. He didn't know what Daniel had over her. He didn't know why she was so afraid, but he knew one thing. Tonight, everything would come to light. The night was thick with tension, the kind that hums in your bones before a storm breaks. Ethan's car rolled quietly through the narrow streets of downtown, his headlights off as he followed Sarah's taillights from a distance. She was driving fast, too fast, like a woman running from something. Or seen go her. Or toward it. The message replayed in his head. Tonight, penthouse, or everyone knows. Every word echoed like a countdown. He didn't know what he'd do when he got there. He just knew he couldn't let her face it alone. Sarah's car finally stopped in front of the Crest Tower, a luxury apartment complex Daniel owned through one of his investment groups. Security guards nodded as she entered, but they didn't even glance at Ethan when he slipped through the service door behind her. The elevator doors closed, sealing him in a mirrored box that reflected a version of himself he barely recognized. Eyes bloodshot, jaw clenched, desperation carved into his face. The button for penthouse was glowing red. He pressed it. As the elevator climbed, Ethan felt his pulse sink with the beeping of the floor counter. 47, 48, 49. The doors opened to a hallway lined with soft golden light and marble floors. And at the far end, Daniel's door. He could hear voices. Sarah's voice, trembling, and Daniel's, calm, confident, poisonous.
Why are you doing this, Daniel? You said if I came tonight, you'd delete everything.
Oh, Sarah, you should know by now. I don't delete leverage.
You promised.
And you promised to keep quiet. Yet somehow your husband knows more than he should. You think you can play both sides? Me for protection and him for love? No. You made your choice when you stole from me.
I didn't steal anything.
Didn't you? Those files were worth millions, Sarah. The moment you copied them, you stopped being my employee and became my liability.
Ethan froze. Files. Millions. What the hell was she involved in?
I only took them because I knew what you were doing. The money, the laundering, the fake charities. I couldn't stay silent.
You think the police care? They're on my payroll, sweetheart. All you did was sign your own death warrant.
Stay away from her!
Ah, Mr. Turner, I was wondering when you'd join us.
Ethan, no please, you shouldn't be here.
You really don't know, do you?
I know enough. You've been blackmailing my wife.
Blackmail? That's such an ugly word. Let's call it business leverage.
Leverage over what?
Over both of you.
Daniel, stop, he doesn't need to know.
Oh, but he does. He needs to know what his perfect wife was hiding when he met her.
What's he talking about?
Don't listen to him, Ethan. He's twisting everything.
3 years ago, Sarah wasn't the woman you think she was. She was part of a private investigation team, one hired to expose my company's crimes. She seduced me, played the role of the naive assistant to gather evidence, and she succeeded until she fell in love with you.
Stop it.
You didn't tell him, did you, that the only reason you ever met him was because of me?
Sarah, tell me that's not true.
Ethan, I didn't know you then, I swear. It started as a job, but I fell for you. Everything after that was real.
Touching, truly, but love doesn't erase betrayal.
In one motion, Daniel pulled a pistol from his desk drawer.
Daniel, please. You said no one would get hurt.
You'll have to go through me first.
For a second, the world froze. 3 people locked in a moment of rage, fear, and heartbreak. Then came the sound of a gunshot, but not from Daniel's weapon. Smoke curled from Sarah's trembling hands. She had fired first. Daniel's eyes widened in shock. The gun slipped from his grip, and he fell to the floor, motionless.
Sarah, what have you done?
I had to. He would have killed you. He would have ruined everything.
The weight of what just happened hit them both like a tidal wave. Sirens echoed faintly in the distance. Someone must have heard the shot.
It's over. But so are we. No, Ethan, once they find out what I've done, I'm gone. I won't drag you down with me.
Sarah, please, don't leave me again.
But she was already gone. As the flashing red and blue lights began to glow in the window, Ethan fell to his knees beside Daniel's body, his mind spiraling. He finally knew the truth, but the truth came at a price. The woman he loved had killed to protect him, and now he might lose her forever. The cold air bit into Ethan's lungs as he stood in the rain outside the Crest Tower, sirens wailing in the distance. Sarah was gone. The gun, the blood, the shattered glass, all that remained was silence and guilt. He could still hear her last words echoing in his mind.
It's over, but so are we.
But he refused to accept that. Sarah drove without direction, her hands trembling on the wheel. Every red light looked like a trap. Every police car in the distance made her flinch. She had spent years hiding secrets, but now she had become one. Her phone buzzed again and again with Ethan's name, but she couldn't answer. Not yet. Not when her hands still smelled of gunpowder and her heart was tearing itself apart. When the rain grew too heavy to see, she pulled into an old roadside motel, the kind with flickering lights and a clerk who didn't ask questions. Room 9, 1 bed, no cameras. She sat on the floor, clutching her phone, staring at the message thread with Ethan. Dozens of unread texts, dozens of missed calls. Finally, her phone buzzed one more time, this time a voice message.
Sarah, please. I don't care what you've done. Just tell me where you are. We'll fix this. Together.
She covered her mouth as the tears came again.
No, Ethan. I can't drag you into this anymore.
Back in the city, Detective Harris stood over Daniel's lifeless body. The scene was chaotic. Officers everywhere, flashes of light, the metallic smell of blood thick in the air.
No sign of forced entry. One clean shot to the chest, close range.
Security footage shows only 2 people entering before the shot. Sarah Turner and her husband.
Her husband, Ethan Turner.
Yes, sir.
Then we have 2 suspects, and only 1 body.
The night was thick with tension, the kind that hums in your bones before a storm breaks. Ethan's car rolled quietly through the narrow streets of downtown, his headlights off as he followed Sarah's taillights from a distance. She was driving fast, too fast, like a woman running from something desper toward it. The message replayed in his head, tonight, penthouse, or everyone knows. Every word echoed like a countdown. He didn't know what he'd do when he got there. He just knew he couldn't let her face it alone. He drove for hours, searching every motel, every gas station, every place she might have gone when scared. And finally, at dawn, he found her car parked beside a half-broken neon sign that read, "Sunset Inn."
Who is it? It's me, he whispered. Sarah, open up. Ethan, you shouldn't have come.
You think I'd let you run alone? Not after everything? I'm not running from you. I'm running from the life I destroyed. You saved me. You did what you had to do. You don't understand. Killing Daniel didn't end this. It started something worse. What do you mean?
Daniel wasn't working alone. There's someone else. Someone even more dangerous. The files I stole. They didn't just expose Daniel. They exposed an entire network. Laundering, trafficking, blackmail. Daniel was only the face of it.
And now they'll come for you.
They already have. She reached into her bag and pulled out a small flash drive, the one Daniel had been talking about. This is why he wanted me dead. And now, they'll come for you too.
Before Ethan could respond, there was a knock at the door. 3 sharp, deliberate taps.
That's them.
How would they know?
They always know.
Get behind me.
The doorknob turned slowly. A man's shadow stretched across the wall.
Sarah, run!
The door burst open, and in walked Detective Harris, gun drawn.
Ethan Turner, Sarah Turner, drop the weapon.
Sarah, trust me.
The motel room pulsed with tension, rain thundering against the windows, sirens wailing faintly in the distance. Detective Harris stood in the doorway, his gun steady. Ethan and Sarah were cornered, 2 broken souls trapped between truth and survival.
Drop it, Ethan.
You don't understand. She's not the criminal. Daniel was.
I understand perfectly. A man's dead. She pulled the trigger. And now you're obstructing justice.
No, he's right, I did it. But it wasn't murder, it was self-defense.
You expect me to believe that?
Check the flash drive. It's all here. Daniel was running a criminal network. He was using Sarah as a front. She found out. He tried to kill her. She fought back.
For a moment, the detective hesitated. His eyes shifted from the drive to Sarah's tear-streaked face.
Put it down, Ethan. Let me see what's on it.
You'll arrest her the moment I do.
I'll arrest whoever the evidence says deserves it. That's my job.
Sarah's voice broke through the standoff. Ethan, stop, please.
You've done enough. Don't ruin your life for mine.
Don't say that.
I have to. Detective, I'll come with you. I'll tell you everything. Every deal, every lie, every name. You believed in me when I didn't deserve it. You saved me once. Let me save you now.
She slowly pried the gun from his hands and placed it on the table. Harris holstered his weapon. You're doing the right thing, Mrs. Turner.
No, I'm doing the only thing left.
Winter settled over the city like a cold secret. Ethan stood on the courthouse steps, collar turned up, waiting. He hadn't seen Sarah since the night of the arrest. Every hearing, every update, all he heard was pending trial. Until today. The doors opened and Sarah walked out, escorted by 2 officers. Her wrists were free now, her hair shorter, her face thinner, but her eyes still carried that same haunting warmth. They locked eyes.
You look free.
I told them everything. The drive helped. They're taking down the network. I'll be on probation, not prison.
They stood there in silence for a moment as snow began to fall, light, quiet, almost forgiving.
I don't expect you to wait. You deserve peace, Ethan.
Peace doesn't exist without truth. And my truth will always start with you.
You still love me after everything?
Even if I shouldn't.
For the first time in months she smiled, a real smile, soft and fragile. Then as the police car pulled up she whispered,
Then maybe there's still hope for both of us.
Ethan watched as the car drove away, disappearing into the falling snow. Weeks later, Ethan received a letter, no return address, only his name in careful handwriting. Inside was a flash drive. He plugged it into his laptop, heart pounding.
If you're watching this, Ethan, it means I finally found peace. Maybe not freedom, but peace. What we had was never a mistake. It was a lesson, in love, in pain, in truth. You once told me love isn't about perfection, it's about forgiveness. So forgive me, and live.
Ethan closed his laptop and smiled through his tears. The storm outside had ended, and somewhere, so had hers.